Hello, friends, and welcome back to Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. We are going on more dates with dads today. It's an interesting day. My roommate is doing laundry, so apologies if you can hear that. And I'm really thirsty all of a sudden. So, I think our last date was Damien. Yes, 2 hearts. I still have not quite decided. I still love Matt and Damien so much. We still have 4 more dates before we can fully decide. Yes? I have to go back and see what game I was going to play after this, because I can't remember. I think I was going to do A Plague Tale Innocence. And about that, I was supposed to upload that to it. But, upload the first stream I did to the YouTube channel, but I didn't. And then I was like, maybe I'll just do a really long video or post them all at once. Because now it's kind of too late. So I might do that. So we'll have to see. Thank you, roommate. Part of that's probably my stuff too. I did leave silverware in the sink, unfortunately. So I'll do my dishes later. Okay. Hello, Hugo. Take 2. I should take Hugo up on his offer to hang out. I had a lot of fun with him at the aquarium. I type out a message to him on Dadbook. I'm going to move my computer closer to me because my mic is precariously perched on the edge of my computer, on the edge of my keyboard, on a jewelry box. That's fun. I'm a mess when it comes to my setup. Hey, still want a cheese board? Hugo responds within a few minutes. Okay, Colin is still being a humongous shithead. He won't stop sending pictures of Jackie Chan in a mesh shirt to the printer. And it's a nice picture, but it's wasting all my paper. Whoops, sorry, meant to send that to another teacher. But seriously, he's insufferable. There's always pictures of Jackie Chan everywhere. Save a couple for me. My Jackie Chan scrapbook is a little light on content, and I think this would really round it out. Ha! Let me get back to you after class ends. I stand up from the computer and stretch. Well, guess there's only one thing to do now. Dad nap. I hop on the couch and turn on some Antiques Road Warrior for background noise. I got this ornate cabinet from a yard sale for $5 in 1982. To be told that it once belonged to a Confederate general is a huge surprise. This will feed my tribe for weeks. What? Huh? On the topic of Confederate generals, I had to do an assignment recently, and apparently I'd never seen a picture of Robert E. Lee before. And now I've seen too many pictures of Robert E. Lee. And honestly, I think they all might be the same picture. It's driving me crazy. I really like the way the appraiser's voice echoes through the mouthpiece of his leather armor/bondage gear. Maybe this is that ASMR thing Amanda keeps telling me about? I drift off to sleep. Hey, about that. Colin's in the principal's office now. He says he knows Jackie Chan personally, and that Jackie won't be happy to hear this. I'm jolted awake by a dad book message from Hugo. I get off work in a little while, and I can continue to be very serious about cheese boards. I fumble out a reply. Yeah, so am I. Hugo and I work out the details, and I'm all set to meet him in a few hours. For once, the very catchy... I have hiccups. The very catchy Dream Daddy music isn't too loud, which is honestly a first. I think it's always too loud. I'm all set to meet him in a few hours. Amanda walks in the door just as I'm about to leave. What's up, Buttercup? Just getting home from school. Where are you going? She's green. She is Buttercup. That's the Power Rangers theme song. What? I was gonna go Power Rangers. But that's completely different. The Powerpuff Girls. Buttercup from the Powerpuff Girls. She's my favorite. Oh, I have a meeting with the board. The board? A cheese board is what I meant. I'm getting cheese with your teacher. Will you be able to fend for yourself until dinner time? Yeah, I'll live, but only if you can talk him into going easy on me for the final. God, I wish. I got a list of study terms for one of my classes today. It is a lot of study terms. Sorry, buddy. That ball's in your court. What's in my court, you ask? Just a variety of delicious cheeses, meats, and their accompanying crackers. Maybe some olives. A little bit of fig jam. I don't like olives, but fig jam and cheese is pretty good. Yes. I get it. You're excited about the cheese. Sweetie, you'll get it one day. But now I gotta go see a man about some manchego. Please leave. I walk into a quaint French diner, and Hugo waves me down to a booth in the corner. He looks pretty tired. He looks sexy, is what he looks like. I don't know what you're talking about. That man is fine. Long day? Every day is a long day when you teach middle schoolers. Colin started a gambling ring. The pictures of Jackie Chan were just a cover. He's bartering in those little rubber band bracelets that are also shapes. Silly bands. God, I loved silly bands so much. We used to trade them on the... Hang on. Were my friends and I part of a gambling ring? Hang on. That is a loud washing machine. Oh my god. Is that the one that parents think means sex stuff? Those ones, yeah. But the reports are just the sensationalist news media, capitalizing on the fears of suburban parents as usual. At least I hope so. I'm gonna stick my rug under my door. Give me a second. It did absolutely nothing except rattle my door, but the washing machine stopped doing washing machine things. Yikes. Right now, I'm very ready for some fine wine and some delicious cheese. A waitress stops by and takes our order for the biggest cheese plate you have. For the love of God, just please put the cheese in my mouth, and recommends us some wine. You two want a scorecard for trivia? There's trivia? Yep, we're starting in a few minutes. Pretty much everyone here is playing.
Oh.
We'd love to play. Right, David? Yeah, sure. I'm decent at trivia. I've gotten some good Jeopardy answers before. The waitress hands us a scorecard and a few pencils before leaving. I might not be much help here. I'm not very good at being smart, I guess. Come on, I doubt it'll be too hard. Famous last words, Hugo. David. I turned to see Matt and Brian here with their daughters, looking like they're ready for trivia. They come up to our table to greet us. God, the girls are so cute. Look at them. Adorable. Hey guys, you all here for the old question and answers game?
Oh.
Yep, we come here every week. But Brian and Daisy carry the team. Carmencita and I are just here for the cheese. What have we learned about me talking too fast for my brain to comprehend? God, I hope the next game has voiced dialogue. I'm getting tired of talking. Provolone 2, Lost in New York, have been reigning champions for the last month. Man, Brian's great at trivia too? That raises the stakes. Great name though. Solid team name. That's Carmencita's claim to fame. It hurts me how good I am at puns. Like father, like daughter.
Oh.
You guys gonna try and give us a run for our money?
Hey.
We'll see what we can do. Hugo. Please do not rope me into things I cannot help. I got messages. I will text her back 2 hours. We'll see what we can do. Please don't do that here. We're just here for cheese too. Listen, trivia is great, but we all know the real trivia championships are the cheeses we ate all along. I don't know if that's how that phrase works, but I understand and appreciate the sentiment.
Ah.
We'll have to think up a good team name, but I think this will be fun. Hugo, do not run me into things I do not want to be a part of, please. Good luck. Brian, Matt, and their daughters head back to their table. Well, I guess we need a name. Got any good ideas? Let's see. Easy, breezy, beautiful. Havarti like it's 1999. Ah, real monsters. Craigslist Swiss connections. I like Havarti like it's 1999. I'm slightly too young for that, but still. Havarti like it's 1999. That'll do just nicely. The waitress comes by with our cheese board, and we revel in its glory. I can already see a piece of cheddar with my name on it. I pair it with some strawberry preserves and slide into dairy-induced ecstasy. Good thing he's not lactose intolerant. That'd be tragic. Not that it stops anybody ever. There's such a fine variety of cheeses and charcuterie that I'm positively overwhelmed. A quick dip into seasoned nuts, a slice of savory yet salty Gouda, or perhaps a focaccia crisp, topped with honey and goat cheese. I am having fantasies, guys. I want this so bad. Maybe I can convince my mother to do a charcuterie board with me this weekend. I'm so happy. Hugo raises his glass at me.
Yes.
Cheers to cheese. Hey, hey. A middle-aged man. This man makes me uncomfortable. Look at him. God, he's dressed like Can I have more men dressed like Hugo, please? Can we make that the norm again? I don't know, whatever this is. A middle-aged man in a backwards baseball cap, sunglasses, and cargo shorts jogs out of the back with the frenetic energy of a radio DJ. He's got the face for radio. Everybody ready for some trivia? His name is Quinn. Quizmaster Quinn. Quizmaster Quinn has all the questions. Do I regret what I just said? Maybe. We'll see. The restaurant cheers. Oh man, looks like everyone's really into this. That's what I like to hear. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Quizmaster Quinn. My actual name is Richard. I just like alliteration. More cheers. Ugh. I see some of you brought your children here tonight. That's cool. My children won't speak to me. Damn. Oh, that is a blow and a half. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Got some water on my desk. I'm just joking around. Classic Quizmaster Quinn humor. It's actually my wife that won't speak to me. She doesn't want kids. Can we not talk about this? You're making the kids uncomfortable. I'll save that for the perfect moment. I was going to say something, but I'm like, I'll save it. Because we're bound to get that in the Pokemon series, that I can properly use that. Let's get into some questions. The first category is literature. Oh, Hugo. Excellent. You know who loved literature? My dead father. I looked up to him so much. Somebody get this man to a psychiatrist, please. He's having issues. Oh. Yep. I'll just continue talking. More jokes. Classic Quizmaster quips. Just trying to keep it light here, folks. Just like I thought my wife was the light of my life. Please stop. You need help. Like, therapy. This is not light jokes. Hugo, you got this literature stuff, right? Does Franz Kafka have an irrational fear of one day waking up as a large, grotesque, insect-like creature? Yes. Yes? This is the continent that encompasses the realms of Gondor, Rohan, Mordor, and Lothlorien. Oh my god. Do I know this answer? I do. Kind of. Other notable sites include Isengard, the Mirkwood, and Rivendell. What is the Elvish name for this continent? Is it Endor? I'm gonna just cheat my way to perfection in this quiz. I think it's Endor. Rings. Nope. It's Middle Earth. What is it called? Does not say. Hang on. Andor is Star Wars. I think Endor might be slightly too close to it. Okay, I was right, it is Endor. Who was the writer that created Tarzan and John Carter of Mars? It was Hawthorne, I thought, right? What did you write, my guy? Nah, Hawthorne wrote Scarlet Letter. I knew his name was familiar. Edgar Rice Burroughs. I've never actually read Tarzan. Edmond Dantes is better known as this man. I don't know who that is. Edgar. The quizmaster walks around the room. I think he's doing crowd work. He stops by mine and Hugo's table. Whoa, nice cheese plate you got there. Yes, no, you cannot have any. Thank you? How's that cheese tasting, big guy? Good. Haha, great. Cheese used to be my favorite food, but I developed a lactose intolerance later in life. Leave me alone, please, creepy man. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm not. Can he go away? I also developed clinical depression. Leave me alone. I don't care about you enough for this. Oh. But people don't tell you to just get over it, your lactose intolerance, right? Nobody's like, have you tried exercising to get rid of your debilitating dairy allergy? Or you just need to choose to not let your throat close up when you eat brie. That's not lactose intolerance. That's just a dairy allergy. If you eat cheese and your throat closes up, you're allergic. That's not intolerance. Anything? Does that scan? I'm trying to workshop my routine here. Because Master Quinn wanders off to another table. Who wants to start the next round? More cheers from the audience. The next round is cinema. I might be better at this. Oh man, I love movies. Sometimes I'll retreat into them for days on end, because obsessing over a fictional universe is easier than engaging my real emotions and problems. I have been called out. Frodo Baggins, am I right? Is he okay?
Oh no.
I think it's just his character. I hope. How's your cinema?
Hey.
Spotty? I don't know a lot about movies, but if there's any question about bad horror movies, I can be of service. Look at him, he's so cute. Unfortunately, his son is crazy. That's an interesting one.
Oh.
It's a bit of a guilty pleasure. In Return of the Jedi, what does Luke ask Leia if she remembers? I've seen Star Wars God knows how many times. I don't know the answer to this. That's upsetting. Mother. I knew it was a parent of some kind. What entertainer makes a fourth wall breaking appearance in the film Gremlins 2? I don't know. I never watched it. loser. Which of these 80 horror movies does not feature an Indian burial ground as part of its setting? I guess Poltergeist? How did I know that one? I hate horror movies. It seems like we're doing pretty well, but we're neck and neck with Brian and Matt's team. Those guys are pros. Well, I look over them and give them a friendly but competitive nod. I lock eyes with Brian. He gets a much sterner nod. And the next category is wrestling. I'm screwed. Okay, we're totally boned. Hugo grabs my arm. Wait, I've got this. Huh? Man, you know who I would want to wrestle with? Literally anyone. I crave human interaction. Please put me in a chokehold. Go away. There are children here. You're creepy. Please, it's been so long since I've been held. I'm gonna call the cops. Hello, 911? Good grief. I can only process my emotions by making jokes out of them. Let's start the quiz. Remember that this is the lightning round. The first people to answer get the point. I look over to Hugo. He's focused. He's in it to win it. Question 1. This was the original name of Stone Cold Steve Austin in his debut for WWE. Hugo's hand shoots up. Yes, the enthusiastic one over there. Steve Austin debuted as the Ringmaster. That is correct. Points to Havarti like it's 1999. Next question. This city was the location of the first ever WrestleMania. Hugo's hand shoots up again. Yes, the one who looks like he has known the answer for his entire life. The first WrestleMania was held in New York at Madison Square Garden in 1985. That was more information than necessary. Another correct answer for Havarti like it's 1999. Hugo's destroying these questions. He's so passionate about this. I've never seen him act like this before. It's honestly kinda hot. David, we know you're down bad for the smart guy. Please refrain. I feel things in my chest. Is this a heart attack? No. Ooh, a tough one. This title match went down in history as the shortest match at WrestleMania to date. Hugo jumps up, more excited than I've ever seen him. Chavo versus Kane. Ooh, sorry, bucko. But that is incorrect. The answer is actually Daniel Bryan versus Sheamus at WrestleMania 28. This is gonna go down poorly for Quinn, isn't it? Because Hugo's correct. No, that's absolutely wrong. The real record is Chavo Guerrero versus Kane, WrestleMania 24, March 30th, 2008. Kane took down Chavo with the chokeslam and pinned him for a 3 count. I will not stand for this travesty. Hey man, I'm just reading from the card here. I don't actually write these. Well, you're still wrong. What are you, my ex-wife? I might as well be. The crowd erupts in laughter. Hugo blushes. He retreats back into his chair. Fine. Wow, Hugo seems really fired up about that. Where did he get this encyclopedic knowledge of wrestling? How do you know so much about wrestling? Oh, you just pick stuff up. No, you don't. That sounds suspect, but it seems like he doesn't want to talk about it. Is he a wrestler? That means he's built. I turn my attention back to the quizmaster. All right. Looks like we're down to the final category. And it's a close one between Provolone 2, Lost in New York, Brian and Matt high five, and Havarti like it's 1999. Hugo and I high five. We look over to Matt, Brian, Carmencita, and Daisy. Matt and Brian. Carmencita and Daisy all... What is this sentence saying? What? We look over to Brian and Matt, Carmencita, and Daisy all playfully give us the thumbs up, the thumbs down, and stick their tongues out. What? I even read that out loud and it doesn't make sense. You know what? I'm moving on. I might just be tired. I ate a big chunk of cheddar without breaking any eye contact just to show them how serious I am. The final category is cool animals. Animals, huh? I could never take care of another living thing. Hell, I can barely take care of myself. I'm falling apart. Stop with your jokes. These aren't funny. There's a limit when self-deprecation gets funny, and this is not it. So anyway, here's the questions. The Canary Islands were named after what animal? Birds. The Canary Islands? They're birds. Oh, now I understand how Hugo felt. Wrong person. Matt is also in the story, but he's not the one who got criticized. What is the animal that appears last in the dictionary? I'm bothered by the Canary Islands one. Okay, we're gonna do this. What animal was the Canary Islands named after? Dogs! Bullshit! They're the Canary Islands. Don't name them Canary Islands if they're named after dogs. It's fine. What animal has the thickest concentration of fur in nature? Huh? Otter. Alright, I'm gonna come around and collect your scorecards and we'll see who came out on top. It better be me. If it's not me, I'm quitting. Remember, the winning team gets a $25 gift card to Phil's Auto Care. If you need a car part, Phil will fulfill all your needs. That one was funny. Everyone oohs and ahs. God, I want that gift card. The quizmaster goes in the back to tally up the score. I pick out what's left of our cheese plate. There's a bit of brie here that tastes absolutely divine on a cracker with a little bit of honey and dried apricot. So what are your plans after our big win? If I lose, I'm gonna quit this. I'm gonna be so upset. I'll probably retire. Take Amanda somewhere tropical. Drink out of a coconut. Always wanted to do that. What about you? Probably take my Willings to Colin's gambling wearing, bet it all on black. Walk out of there like I know more about rubber bands in the shape of animals than I know what to do with. Bold, but I like your style. You want the last piece of Havarti? Nah, that's all you. You definitely earned it. After a couple of minutes, the quizmaster jogs back into the room. Everybody immediately quiets down, waiting with bated breath for the results. Who will win the coveted gift card? I really hope it's us. Hey, everybody, we had a great night. Lots of goofs, lots of laughs, a little bit of light crying in the back, but that's neither here nor there. It was a close game, but the winner of tonight's trivia contest is... I knew it. I am amazing. Havarti like it's 1999. Come on down and get your gift card for Phil's Auto Care, where phenomenal service is... God, I can't do this anymore. Please just take the gift card. I motion for Hugo to go get the gift card, and he shyly slinks out of the booth to grab it. He pauses for a moment and gives the quizmaster a hug with a few pats on the back. The quizmaster sobs, just a little. Hugo makes his victory lap back to our table and gives me a high five. Havarti like it's 1999 is unstoppable. Havarti like it's 1999 is great. May Havarti like it's 1999 reign for 1,000 years. Hey, great work, guys. Brian, you should be glad Matt's with you, because I cannot say anything bad about him. I love him so much. You guys did awesome. Will we be seeing Havarti like it's 1999 again next week? I look over at Hugo, who smiles. Maybe so. We make a pretty good team, huh, Hugo? Hugo blushes. So cute. So cute. Hugo and I walk back to our cul-de-sac, basking in the glow of our win and nursing our cheese-filled bellies. Man, we crushed it in there.
Hey.
Finally, enduring the screams of young children for years on end has paid off. I can take half of this gift card and use it to purchase many, many air fresheners from my car, which Ernest refuses to stop vaping in. I think I'll use my half to buy at least 2 tire pressure gauges to place in different parts of my garage. You never know when you're going to need one, and I'd prefer to have them within arm's reach. Where is mine? I don't know. I think it's in a bag. I'll try and find it tomorrow. A fine plan. Shame about that one wrestling question, though. I'm not kidding. I plan to write a strongly worded letter to whoever employed that man. Come on, there's got to be a story there. What do you mean? You didn't even stop to think. You pulled out that wrestling knowledge out like you were there at the ring yourself. Oh, it's just stuff I know. Suspicious. Alright. But hey, good trivia night. Let's get the band back together soon. Certainly. Hugo and I say our goodbyes, and I make my way back home. It only takes me a minute to walk back home. Amanda's sitting on the couch, reading a book about female photographers. Wow, I thought you didn't like reading. I don't. This book is all pictures.
Dad.
And even then, my patience is being tried.
Ugh.
Did you get to eat all of the cheese your little heart desired? I am a happy little cheese monster. I am a sad little cheese monster. I need more cheese in my life. But I made sure to leave room for dinner. Who wants breakfast for dinner? Hash browns! Okay. Toast dipped in egg. Alright. Blueberry pancakes. Well, only if you help me make them.
Yeah.
You know I'm the world's best blueberry sprinkler, and also totally amazing at heating up maple syrup in the microwave. Hello? Glasses. What happened? Why are you freaking out? Please just let me see. Now tell me all about that cheese board. Amanda and I spend the evening cooking an elaborate breakfast with everything we can find inside the fridge. Date complete. Why do I have 0 points in mustache and very few in brie? No!
Just wow.
No! You got a friend because I was lonely. How did I get a B? That sucked.
Welcome. You've got dads.
Ugh. We have the odd man next. Do I have to do him? Against my will. And better judgment. It's been a long day of clipping coupons. Looks like there's a sale on boxed brownie mix. That reminds me. I wonder what Joseph's up to. I think I'm gonna go to bed after the stream. I'm tired. I see if he wants to hang out. or if he wants to go to the store with me and use these coupons. Looks like he's online. I feel weird about going on dates with a married man. Hey, Joseph, want to hang? It takes a moment for Joseph to respond. Oh, Jesus. David, hope you've finally recovered from your brownie-induced coma. You know I promised I know I promised you a fun hang, but tonight I'm actually chaperoning a youth group mixer. Amanda's invited, of course. If you're not doing anything, you should come. Well, that sounds nice. No, it doesn't. And be a chaperone with me, because I need the help. Less nice. I think for a moment. I'm a little bummed out, of course. I suppose I just wanted some me and Joseph time. Oh my god. Where did all of this yawning come from? Good God. Maybe to get to know him a little better. What the heck? My friend needs help. I type back. Buddy, if you need me, you got me. Just tell me where I need to be tonight. Joseph lets me know the details. It starts pretty soon. I should get ready. I knock on Amanda's door and peek in. Hey, Amanda, I'm about to head out. Where are you off to? You gonna go extreme couponing? I'm actually going to go chaperone this youth mixer dance thing that's happening at Joseph's church. He says you're invited, but if you don't want to come, I'll cover for you. You know what? I'm down. Maybe I can make some new friends. That's a good attitude. But I'll have you know, I'm mostly doing this for the potential of free food. That's the greatest way. Thank you, Amanda. You get 4 daughter points today. Can I trade them in for a daughter lava lamp? Sorry, you only have enough for a daughter spider ring. Or some of those daughter plastic jumpy frogs. I like those things. They try their hardest. It's inspirational. Oh my god, that sign. We arrive at the church to find that nobody's there. There are decorations and balloons and banners and everything, but no youths. I've been to a couple dances in my life, and not that I want to paint myself as some sort of dance expert, but generally, dances requires people. And those people need to be dancing. Then all of a sudden, Joseph jogs up to us. He looks frazzled. You're here. I need your help. Joseph gestures to the hand-painted banner hanging above the church. It reads, Jesus is coming. Yikes. Well, that's certainly a thing. God made all things, Amanda. Except for that banner. Ernest made that. I genuinely can't tell if he meant it maliciously or if he just can't spell good. You know what? You know what God also does? Forgives. He forgives teenagers, and he never ever breaks their box mods. Are you going to break Ernest's box mod? No, Amanda. That would be a sin. No, it wouldn't. It's Ernest. I think it's the one right after Sloth. David, I need your help getting this down before anyone sees it. I can swing that. Amanda, can you help? Physical labor, huh? Amanda begins rapidly scanning the mostly empty room looking for an escape route of her own. I have to go set up the food. The food's already set up. Nice try, Amanda. I'm going to do a final inspection pass on the food to make sure it's up to code. I'm going to eat your food. Amanda's able to bolt away before myself or Joseph can get another word in. Woo, she can really book it when she wants to. Her father was a giant pair of legs. I dated some giant arms once, but it turns out they were alright. You must have been devastated. It was Armageddon. That one was good. No, I get it. I'll workshop it. There's a gem in there somewhere. I'm really glad you're here, David. Are you enjoying my company, or did you Are you enjoying my company, or did you just lure me out for my strong arms and height advantage? Am I tall? Am I supposed to be tall? A little bit of both. A little of both. It's always something with you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Something handsome and pious. Pious and an ass. And married. Get divorced, then we'll talk. You're not that pious. Oh, clapbacks. Debatable. Not debatable. You just allude to breaking a child's vape pen. I would have lost the debate. You ready to do this? Let's make some magic happen. Magic isn't real, David. God said that. God was also a bush one time. True. God. He was an on fire bush. Is it the same point, or was God a bush twice? I don't know. Joseph and I grab a stepladder and walk over to Ernest's banner. That turd Ernest had one final trick up his sleeve. Looks like this nightmare is stapled and taped 6 ways from Sunday. Any ideas? What happened to your strong arms and height advantage? Ah, right. I forgot about those. But I realize my oversized dad fingers are far too large to get leverage on the tiny staples. You got a hammer I can use to pry these off? David, this is a church. We all get a little nervous around hammers. And nails. I'm kidding. We just don't have a hammer. But we have to hurry. The youths will be here any moment, and I'll never hear the end of it if we don't fix this. Wait, I have an idea. I run to grab the marker that Ernest used to draw this thing and jump back on the ladder. We can't get it down, but we can send a different message. I only get one shot here. Let's do this right. Jesus is cumin. I feel like I'm able to turn the U into an A and an L somehow. It's a little tight, but it works. Well, that's true, I guess. It's not. At least not for me. There are crazy Christians screaming at people on my campus. And it's scaring me. Because I don't handle being yelled at very well. Bask in his calming presence, Joseph. Relax. Crisis averted. Let's just hope the youths don't notice. Joseph checks his watch. The DJ should be here by now. Just then, the door... I can't escape him! He needs to leave me alone, is what he needs to do. Just then, the doors swing open and a man struts in with his DJing equipment. Wait, you're not the usual guy. What happened to Evan? Evan knew exactly when to play the Cupid Shuffle. Hey, I'm not Evan. Evan sold all his DJ equipment to backpack through Europe, so I'm filling in for him. I do envy him, though. What I would give to drop everything and start over. Haha. Wait. It's the sad guy from the trivia place. Are you alright? Alright? I'm better than alright. I'm DJ Spin Master Quinn. He sighs heavily. I usually do trivia nights, but I moonlight on the 1s and 2s to give myself a sense of purpose in life. Is he okay? Well, you'll have to do. You have a playlist of fun songs that youths will like that won't inspire impure thoughts or tempt them to the dark side, right? The DJ thinks for a moment. Believe me, buddy, I got what you need. Okay, great. I'll let you get set up. The DJ leaves. Let's keep an eye on this one. He sounded like he was just going to play Creep on Radiohead by Radiohead on repeat. Even that would get boring. After some time, kids from the community start filling into the dance hall. Some of them seem to notice our sign hack, but they don't seem to care. Most of the kids group off into tiny clusters, standing in circles and casting sideways glances at other groups of teens. Man, I do not miss being a teenager at social functions. Hey, hey, party people. Everyone in the room turns their attention to the DJ. DJ Spin Master Quinn. You guys heard him. Coming at you with the sound that people want. We're off to a good start. This next tune goes out to all the ladies in the audience. Ladies, let me hear you say yeah. A few half-hearted yeahs echo through the crowd. All right. He sighs again. Man, it's been a heavy couple days. Do not, the children do not need to hear this. This next one's actually just for my wife, Sandra. I hope we can work things out, my little honeysuckle vine. I need him to get out. The DJ begins playing Creep by Radiohead. David was onto something. Amanda sidles up to me, pizza in one hand, punch in the other. Creep, huh? Bold choice for a youth group. Let's see where he goes with this. After the song finishes, he plays Creep again. Is the DJ crying? If you watch the kids really closely, you can catch them cringe every time Tom York swears. There they go. Maybe we should do something about this. Joseph runs up to us. He's killing the vibe. They're listening to swears. Sad swears. We have to do something. You guys should try to give him a pep talk. Maybe work him up to Everybody Hurts by REM. Or at the very least, No Rain by Blind Melon. You want to help us cheer him up? Actually, I just saw my friend, Frederico. Frederico? He's from Latin. I didn't know you were taking a Latin class. I'm not. So he's from the country Latin? Yes, it exists. Don't Google it, because it doesn't exist, Amanda. It used to! It doesn't anymore. You can go, Amanda. It's fine. And she's gone. Joseph and I make our way over to the DJ booth, where Spin Master Quinn is having a quiet cry. Hey, bud. Hey, my dudes. How's the party jamming? It's, not? Aw, I'm sorry, fellas. Just taking a moment to find my groove. Gotta play the sad tunes to properly appreciate the bangers, right? That's not how DJing works. Now stop me if I'm out of line here, since I've never been a DJ and I don't have any current plans of becoming one, but I don't think that's how it works. The kids came out here to have a good time. You gotta cool it on the sadness. Hey, buddy. If it's problems you're having with... Joseph leans in close to me. What was his wife's name again? Sandra. If you're having problems with Sandra, I can help you too. I do counseling. It's my job here, and I'm very good at it. Can't counsel your own relationship, Joseph. Doubt you can counsel others. Okay. Oh, I don't know. I can tell that you're hurting. Nobody voluntarily listens to that much Radiohead on repeat unless they're really going through some tough times. Trust me, I know. Damn. Joseph places a hand on Spin Master Quinn's shoulder, who immediately collapses into Joseph's embrace, crying quietly. There, bud. It's gonna be okay. Thank you, I'll put him some dance hall anthems. Did he just say Sad Master Quinn? You're the best, Spin Master Quinn. With yet another crisis averted, Joseph and I return to the dance floor, where Amanda's waiting with an ice cream cone. Yes. They have ice cream here. Good work, Amanda. How's it looking out there? Well, for a dance, there's not a whole lot of dancing. Looks like people are starting to bail, though. This is a disaster. Don't be so hard on yourself. This ice cream? Top notch. I'm sorry for dragging you into this, David. You and Amanda should just go home. I'm not going to make you stay here for the train wreck. It's not a disaster. We can still fix this. I suddenly realize what we have to do. Amanda, get out of here. I don't think you're going to want to be here for this. Or be seen with me after this. Oh God, you're not going to. I throw my car keys to Amanda. I'll get a ride back with Joseph. Just remember me as I am right now. Not as what I'm about to become. Oh no, David. Amanda nods. Nice knowing you, Pops. She runs out the door. Joseph, I'm gonna turn it up on the dance floor. With luck, we can get these youths into it as well. Are you in or out? No.
Yeah.
Joseph stares at me. He knows what has to be done as much as I do.
Oh.
See you on the other side? I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. I'm gonna die of laughter otherwise. Back and I'm not sniffing anymore. See you on the other side. Joseph and I walk out onto the dance floor in the middle of the room. The youths all stare at us, unsure of what we're doing. Time to get our groove on. Let's start them off easy and work our way up to more technical stuff. This choice physically hurts me. All right, let's rip start this baby. I start lawn mowing the dance floor. Oh. And unfortunately, I'm the only one in charge of my mistakes here.
Oh.
Joseph seems to respond to that and decides to mow another patch of grass on the dance floor.
Oh.
That's the stuff. I look around. Well, it looks like we've got everyone's attention. Alright, David, let's turn up the heat. I pull up the classic, hand behind head, pointer finger out. I point and make direct eye contact with several of the youths in the room. I think that makes them feel uncomfortable, but I push past it. Joseph understands. We stop to water the lawn. We come to an end of the imaginary drought, and the grass is dying. Don't worry, imaginary grass. We got you. I'm gonna eject myself from reality, please. I look around to the youths. They're getting into it. Oh, it's working? Interesting. Plug in my computer so it doesn't die. The other one. Nice work, but we better pick it up or they'll lose interest quick. The hammer slide? I tried to do the hammer slide. Honestly, it's not a bad bit, but the kids don't get too into it. Good effort, buddy, but I think the pan flashed a little too long ago. That pan flashed a little too long ago. They're not looking too lively yet, but we can still turn it around. I start sliding my feet back. I can't tell if it looks good or not, but I think these kids have seen enough people doing moonwalks that they understand the general concept. Joseph makes a moonwalk attempt as well. Surprisingly, the dude pulls it off flawlessly. I look around to the youths. They're cheering. Alright, time for the big finish. Is it gonna kill me? I've seen enough internet videos of this move where I really think I could nail it. On the beat drop, I kick my leg up and dramatically fall to the floor, my back landing on the ground with a sublime. All the kids immediately start screaming. They know what's up. But at what cost? I will feel this for weeks to come. My chiropractor's gonna be pissed.
Oh, cracker barrel.
What was that? The future of dance. The kids swarm the dance floor. They're all laughing and dancing to the music. Looks like our job here is done. Somewhat obligingly, the kids take the dance floor and start to move around. Before long, they started to laugh and enjoy themselves. It was dicey, but we've done our jobs. That's not what happened.
Yes.
Glitch? Come on, the rest of the chaperones will take it from here. What? I have something to show you. I don't want to go anywhere with you, Colt man. I don't want to go anywhere with you, Colt man. Where'd the music go? Bring it back, please. Joseph leads me out of the main room and down various darkened corridors of the church. I can barely see anything, but I find myself tripping over my own feet. Joseph, I think I've lost you. His hand finds mine in the darkness. I'm right here. I'm glad he can't... He's married, David! I'm glad he can't see me blush. We keep walking. Where are we? This church is huge. We're almost there. I actually have to admit that I was a little dishonest with you. I didn't just invite you out here to help me chaperone. What happened to lying being one of the 10 things you're not supposed to do? I think there's an exception for when you're trying to surprise a friend. Colt man? What's happening? Joseph closes a door behind us. I guess we're in a random room in the depths of his church now. What could he possibly have planned? He's going to kill me. So last time we talked about escaping to an island where we could live out an easy tropical lifestyle where our only worry was trying to find that lost shaker of salt. Since we can't actually do that, I figured I could bring a little bit of the tropics to Maple Bay. It's not quite Margaritaville, but something like it. Joseph throws on the lights. Margarita Zone. He didn't kill me, but it felt like he was gonna. Welcome to Margarita Zone. I look around as my eyes adjust to the light. It's his office, but there are twinkling lights strung across the walls. Little garlands of fake flowers and 2 beach chairs set up in front of the desk. There's a blender and 2 glasses sitting on the table. Ukulele music plays softly in the background. Joseph, this is amazing.
Yeah.
There's no pop-tops to step on here, buddy. You did this for me? Joseph takes a seat and gestures for me to do the same. I did this for us. I think we both earned it. I settled in while Joseph pours us both margaritas. You really went all out. I like the Margarita Zone on the chalkboard. I have a flair for the dramatic, and you can't lead the community if you don't know how to make a good margarita. I take a sip of mine. This is a killer margarita. I would follow this man. David, no! Do you think the dance is gonna be okay without our sick dance moves?
Yeah.
No, not here. You're missing the point of Margarita Zone. Margarita Zone is a place of rest and relaxation. It's a place where you can kick up your feet and forget about your worries for a while. I'm reading through the options. It's heaven on earth with an onion slice. That's just pizza. Watch out for blown out flip-flops. There we go. It's a real fear. Thankfully, no heels will get cut in my version of Margarita Zone. Joseph gestures to the makeshift island bar he's made.
Oh.
You know, it's funny. This reminds me so much of when I was younger. I've been meaning to ask, what did you do before you started preaching? It's uninteresting. I left home young and got into a lot of trouble. What kind of trouble? Trouble meant I got to go wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted. I hitchhiked around the country, went on adventures, met all kinds of people, did some stuff I'm not too proud of. But I was young and in love and didn't have to answer to anybody. And now, I host fundraising car washes and take the kids to soccer practice on the weekends. Sorry, I don't mean to get heavy here. It's okay. It seems like you spend a lot of time taking care of others, but not enough time taking care of yourself. That's very evident. Yes, I agree. If you need to talk about it, I'm here for you. Joseph stares deeply into the blender filled with ice and margarita mix. It's just, I think about Margaritaville a lot. Or I guess the concept of it. A place where I can strum on my sixth string. I don't know. While I wait for shrimp cocktail, and there's more, and I don't know what the rest says. It's an easy life. I had Margaritaville once, but I think the closest I'm ever going to get it back is Margarita Zone, a short and occasional reprieve from daily life. Is that such a bad thing? This is pretty nice. It doesn't last forever. That's the rub. When you're in Margarita Zone, it's not like your problems have really gone away. You're just choosing to ignore them. Maybe you're looking at it the wrong way. Maybe Margarita Zone is actually better than Margaritaville, because Margaritaville itself is an impossible ideal. Remember what Spin Master Quinn said? Sometimes you have to play the sad tunes to appreciate the bangers. If stepping on a pop top is your biggest concern, how could you possibly appreciate the boiling shrimp? And Margarita Zone isn't landlocked to this office. I think it's about finding the little pieces of Margarita Zone throughout your day and taking joy in those moments. That's awfully optimistic of you. It doesn't have to be anything big. For me, I think it's being able to quietly do word jumbles and drink some strong coffee in the morning, to see my daughter smile, or I smile at Joseph, to spend some quality time with a good friend. Yeah? Yeah. I can feel myself lean... No! Guys! Not in the church office! I'ma lose it. Ugh. You can gag out later. Just read it. I feel myself leaning closer to Joseph. Is it just me, or is he leaning closer too? Do not kiss in Margarita Zone. That would be a mistake. Joseph tenses up. He downs the rest of his margarita and hops out of his chair. It's getting late. We should head back. Yes, thank God. Sure. Joseph and I make sure the dance wraps up without incident before he takes me back to the cul-de-sac. I hop out of Joseph's car before he pulls into his own driveway. Thanks again for the help. Thanks again for Margarita Zone. Maybe we'll go back there one day. Maybe not. If we do, it'll be my own damn fault. Joseph truckles and drives away. I walk into my living room and find Amanda curled up under a blanket and groaning on the couch. Hey, Panda, you feeling okay? Dad, I have a tummy ache. Eat too much youth group food? I drank too deeply from the well of life, and now I pay the price. And by well of life, I mean that big, lukewarm punch bowl of seltzer, juice, and sherbet. Amanda slides to the floor with an elongated groan. Need anything, kiddo? A time machine that goes back approximately 2 hours into the past so I can warn myself of the folly of excess. I'll pour you a glass of water. Love you, Pops. How'd the dance go? Oh, I crushed it. Got the kids on the dance floor at the expense of my dignity. A fair trade. Also, everything hurts. I'll see you in the morning, kiddo. Night, Dad. Don't death drop in a gym. We'll see. I pissed him off and still got a higher grade than I did with Hugo. What? Suddenly, the achievement for Joseph makes a bit more sense. Another dreary night, another listless stroll through Maple Bay. I've really been bonding with the community at Jim and Kim's lately, so my strolls have been leading me there more and more often. Peter, the man from the bank, Keith from down the street, Evelyn, who I saw at the deli that one time, and Guy, whose name I think is Carl, We're all basically members of the family at this point. In fact, I heard Neil, the surly bartender, mention that Keith from down the street's birthday. Tonight is Keith from down the street's birthday, and that he'll have to get that little baby a little cake for his special little day. I think he was probably just being a dick, but I head into the bar anyway. The mere probability of cake is strong enough to lure me in. I step inside just in time to see Neil washing a cake tray with a crime scene outline of pink icing on it. Huh, I guess it really was Keith from down the street's birthday, and I missed it. I sit down and order a beer. As I sit down at the bar, I notice Mary from next door, sitting in the corner of the room, drinking alone again. She must be having a rough day. She seems so weary and sad. She's been doing this more and more often lately. A pang of guilt shoots through me. Does she know? Is it because of me? Am I a homewrecker? Say hi. I decide to go say hello. I walk over to her booth. She doesn't look up. This seat taken? She still doesn't look up. I take a seat anyway, and she finally notices me. You... Okay, maybe this was not the best idea. Hey! Having fun with your new best friend, Joseph? He's a great... I'm so glad. I'm happy for you two. Mary, I'm not... I'd never accuse you of anything uncouth, David. You're just having an innocent, very platonic time with my husband. A supportive friendship. I think you both need supportive friendships that are not each other, because that's clearly not working. You're a good friend, aren't you? Sure. That's funny. Joseph usually likes his friends to at least have a spine. You're yelling at me in public, Mary. Hey. Not everyone likes to yell at their spouse's friends for no reason. So you're an expert on my marriage now? Doesn't take an expert to see that you two are miserable. And what does that make you? We were miserable a long time before you started poking into our business, buddy boy. Don't come around thinking you're some paragon of empathy just because you got involved where you weren't welcome. You hit on me the first day I was here, Mary. What the heck? Mary takes a long sip of her drink. This was a mistake. You know, you're really not his type. I'm surprised. Mary pays her tab and strides right out of Jim and Kim's without looking back. I don't want to be his type. I want him to leave me alone. Oh... Can Robert save me from this? No, I don't think he can. Robert's next. I had a lot of fun with Robert the last time we hung out, but I'm beginning to wonder if he's dodging me. I've tried messaging him a few times and Deadbook says he hasn't even read them. Haven't even seen him come out of his house, actually. I decide to send him one last message, figuring that this will produce the same result. Hey man, don't know where you've been, but we should grab a drink soon. I walk away from my computer because at this point, I know he's not going to message me back anytime soon. I linger in the kitchen. I'm all caught up in work, the house is relatively clean. Maybe I should do something nice for Amanda? I'll bake her favorite pie. Oh, he's so domestic, I love it. I root through the pantry and pull out all the ingredients. This is an old family recipe that I used to make with my grandmother when I was a kid. Oh, family recipe! I lost the actual recipe card a long time ago, but I think I'd be able to remember how. If I lost a recipe card from my grandmother, I would be so upset. I just have a book. I have a binder. I start mixing the ingredients together for the crust until I get a nice dough. I throw some cherries into a saucepan to make the filling. Normally, I don't like to multitask in the kitchen, but this cherry pie is a piece of cake. Pie? It's a piece of pie. I'm making a pie. Man, I can never remember what temperature you're supposed to set the oven to. I'm pretty sure it's 375, but I could be wrong. Who am I kidding? I'm never wrong when it comes to this pie. My special twist on my grandmother's recipe includes a secret ingredient that not even Amanda knows about. It really makes the cherries extra flavorful. God, why can't I remember what that secret ingredient is? Oh, it's almond extract. Duh. Oops, I accidentally poured a little too much in. Way too much in. I'm sure it's fine. Baking is an art, and sometimes some of the most beautiful art is made from mistakes. Ugh. Slow down. We're fine. Take a breath. I can read at a normal speed. My brain moves too fast sometimes. I finally get the pie in the oven. How long am I supposed to leave it in there? 50 minutes? I'll just wing it. Now you guys understand why I follow along the words with my mouse. Amanda's going to be so excited. That kid loves a good pie. I have a seat at the kitchen table and do word jumbles until Amanda comes home. I can hear the door slam open. Yo, Pops, what smells like pie in here? It's pie, sweetie. Amanda darts over to the oven and looks inside. Yes! Hey, it's not done. Be patient. What's your angle here? What? Pies are an objective-based confection. What are you trying to get out of me? I've been leading a double life. Amanda, I have terrible news for you. I'm actually a pro skateboarder, an aspiring astronaut, and bank robber. The lifestyle is calling me back, and I must go. One last job. You know how it is. This pie was the only way I knew how to tell you. Well, I appreciated the years we spent together, but a trade-up is a trade-up. Remember me when you're kicking your feet up in Ibiza. Thanks for all the pie. We share a cordial handshake. I waited for a few more minutes before taking the pie out of the oven. I set it on the rack to cool, and guard it so Amanda doesn't dig in to it before it's ready. Huh. What? Does it look kind of weird to you? Oh, that's just me taking artistic license on what cherry pie means to me emotionally. I'm just saying this because, it seems like you might have baked this pie incorrectly. And you're currently, right now, trying to pass it off as a good thing. It's art, sweetie. Was it art when you accidentally baked a whole uncracked egg into the center of my 12th birthday cake? How do you manage that? Well, it's... Was it art when you tried to make brownies and accidentally created chlorine gas? Well, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Was it art when you just eat the pie, Panda? I cut a few slices and we sit down to eat. The cherry filling oozes out of the sides and the buttery crust glistens. I watch as Amanda takes a bite. Ugh. What's wrong? Is it not good? Amanda winces and fans her mouth. No, I just burned the heck out of the roof of my mouth. This pie is amazing. Sorry for doubting you. Oh, she's sad again. I breathe a sigh of relief and take a bite. She's right. The pie is pretty incredible, as it always is. I'm really proud of you for making pie without burning the new house down. I got a few dad tricks up my dad's sleeve. Maybe fathers aren't as bumbling and stupid as the media makes us out to be. Maybe we as a society should have a little more respect for fathers as a whole. Dad, your sleeve is on fire. I run to the sink and put myself out. Pride will be my undoing. I can confidently say I've never accidentally set myself on fire. Like, actually. I burned my nose one time getting too close to a stove, and I did singe my hair, but I've never actually set myself on fire. Amanda and I clean up the kitchen and play a little more living room hoops before she retreats to her room to do homework. I get back to my word jumble. Hey, this one spells cat. Could also be act. The rest of the evening trickles by. We eat dinner, I help Amanda with one of her scholarship applications, and we both start getting ready for bed. I decide to check Dad Book one last time before I climb into bed. Still nothing from Robert. Huh, hope he's okay. Joseph killed Robert. I turn out the lights and lie down. Hey. David. Hey. Hey, David. Hey, I'm outside. Come outside. Robert's unhinged. Ugh. What is that? I was just on the verge of falling asleep. I climb out of bed and try to identify the source of the dinging. My computer screen illuminates the dark room. I walk over to it, ready to turn it off, when I notice what's happening on screen. Don't make me honk. I will honk. Get out here. I look out my window, and sure enough, there's Robert leaning up against his pickup truck in my driveway. I open the door to try and figure out what's going on. Hey! Hey?
Oh.
Wanna hang? I was kind of sleeping. That's no fun. Come hang out. I would argue that sleeping is very fun, but I don't have anywhere to be in the morning. Might as well live a little. Sure. Cool. You plan on going out like that? I look down and realize that I am, in fact, not wearing pants. I mean, I don't mind. Right. 1 second. I run inside and throw on my going out pants, shoes, and a jacket. I grab my keys and meet Robert back outside. Ready? Ready. Hop in. Where are we going? I was asleep. I jump into the passenger seat of his old red pickup truck. I have to move a few empty cigarette packets and gas station receipts out of the way before I can sit. Robert silently starts the car and we drive out of the cul-de-sac.
Hey.
You like Tom Waits? Before I can answer, Robert turns up the radio. Yep, that's Tom Waits, all right. He lights a cigarette and cracks the window. We drive together in silence. I'm glad we got the little heart. So, where are we going? Robert doesn't respond. Robert's gonna kill me. Robert? Oh, I heard you. He still doesn't answer my question. I look out the window and notice that Robert's taking us to the highway. I twiddle my thumbs. Well, whatever I've gotten myself into, it looks like I'm in it for the night. I settle into my seat and watch streetlights pass by. I glance over to Robert, who's driving intently. He looks tired, as he always does, but there's something a bit more there that I just can't place. I like your car. How old is this thing? Older than you. Stop looking so nervous. I'm not nervous. I'm a little nervous. Just hang on, we're almost there. Almost where? I have no idea where we are. I think we're moving at a slight incline, but I'm not so sure. We eventually come to a stop. Robert gets out of the car, and I sit for a second, unsure if he wants me to get out too. What are you waiting for? I hastily exit the car. Robert sits on the bed of his truck and Robert sits on the bed of his truck and pats the space next to him. I sit down and take in the view. Ooh, pretty! It's Maple Bay. I sit down and take in the view. We're on a hill overlooking the city skyline against the bay. The cool night air rustles some trees near us, and the lights blink in the distance. Off to the side, I can see the entrance to a dense forest. Man, it's all so gorgeous. This is where I come to masturbate. What? I'm kidding. What's wrong with you? This is my little spot where I come to think. It's nice. You can see the whole city from up here. Really gives you some perspective. Robert reaches behind him and pulls something out from under his jacket. It glints in the moonlight, and I suddenly realize what it is. Oh shit, that's a knife. Oh, please don't stab me. Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small piece of wood. Please don't stab me with that either.
I.
Robert takes the knife to the piece of wood and starts carving at it. Oh, I breathe a very audible sigh of relief as Robert looks at me sideways. Did you think I was going to stab you just now? What? No. Hate to break it to you, but I did, in fact, bring you out here to harvest your organs. Yeah, well, I think you think you caught me in your trap, but I knew. For years I've been putting the most vile junk food into my body in preparation for this day. Come at me, friend, and reap what you will. 2 steps ahead of you at all times. That's how I operate. Nothing gets past you, huh? Robert reaches into his pocket and pulls out a folding knife that he opens and hands to me. I'm gonna warn you, the last guy I had a knife fight lost 3 fingers because he didn't know the 8 basic rules of knife fighting. You're familiar, correct? I honestly can't tell when you're kidding. I'm so many levels of irony deep that I've forgotten what humor is. He and I laugh. Have you ever whittled before? Considering I'm not a grandpa? No. What do you mean by that? Well, I just thought you would have a block of wood shipped to you along with your first Social Security check. David, I'll have you know that whittling is a time-honored tradition enjoyed by both young and old alike. That you're dismissing it before you've even tried it speaks volumes about your character. However, because I've gotten to know you for some time and have come to think of us as friends, I am willing to attribute it to ignorance instead of malice. What I'm trying to say is, go get that stick. Robert motions to a good-looking stick on the ground. Perfect for potential whittling. I pick it up. The most important thing to remember while whittling is to cut with the grain, not against it. If you cut against the grain, the wood's going to splinter. Also, cut away from you. That way, you don't accidentally stab yourself. Isn't the most important thing safety? No. Getting hurt comes with the territory. Look at my damn hands. I look at his damn hands. They're calloused and covered in little white scars. They're very nice hands. I have scars on my fingers. You can't make a stick omelet without breaking a few hand eggs. Oh, we're whittling.
Knife that wood.
Okay. I made a stick. Look, I made a stick, Robert. Are you proud of me? Oh. That's a good start. What is it? Pencil. Good luck writing with that. You made a slightly dangerous weapon. I'm gonna stab Robert with that. What am I making now, guys? It's a popsicle stick. Tell me about this one. Tongue depressor. I should put that in my first aid kit. Never know when you might need one. You made a tongue depressor. I'm making this time. Toothpick. Bubble popper. Not to burst your bubble, but there aren't any bubbles around here. Give me... Robert! I am trying my best. I've never whittled before. The fact that I'm making anything is pretty good. What's this? Ouija board planchet. Now all you need to do is carve up a board and we're set. Also, maybe carve a ghost. Made a Ouija board planchet. What is this? Nice form. What's this supposed to be? Louisiana. Good old Louisiana. Beautiful place. Got stabbed there once, you know? Or was it Kentucky? You made Louisiana. Does kind of look like Louisiana. Very shit Louisiana, but Louisiana all the same. Makes me sound like I just said Louisiana isn't shit. I'm sorry, I'm kidding. Interesting. What do we have here? Chopstick, ambidextrous. It's a stick. It's a chopstick, Robert. Gotta make the other one now. Oh, big block. Make something else. If you keep this up, you'll be a whittling pro in no time. Swan. Nice work. You made the meanest bird. I beg to differ. Geese are terrifying. Swans are just pricks. Oh, it's got legs. It's a horse. Beautiful handiwork. What do you call it? The spirit of the Mustang. How poetic. Spirit of the Mustang. Horse. A. Robert and I sit in silence for a while, carving our pieces of wood. I think I'm getting the hang of this. It's actually kind of relaxing. I glance over to see what Robert's working on. He's carving a smaller wooden knife. Ah! While I'm distracted, the knife slices into my thumb. Blood gushes all over my little wooden carving. Robert is lost in the carving and doesn't notice me bleeding everywhere. Robert still does not notice. Robert, I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death. Robert finally looks over. He reaches into his jacket. Jesus, how much stuff does this guy keep in there? Pulls out a red bandana. He wraps it around my thumb. Hold tight. He hops off the truck, and I can hear him rummaging around in his car. He comes back a moment later with a well-stocked first aid kit. Robert carefully wipes all the blood off my hand and swipes a bit of antiseptic onto the cut. With surprising gentleness, he places a bit of gauze on the wound and wraps it all up. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. He hands me what's left of the tube of antiseptic.
I don't know.
Make sure to keep that cut clean. It's oddly touching and a little sexy. Just a bit. Guess I'm a real whittler now. That you are. Be careful, though. They're attracted to the smell of blood. Wait, what? What's attracted to the smell of blood? Cryptids. Tons of them out here, you know? Cryptids? Like Mothman and stuff? Mothman is bullshit, but yes, this town is a hotbed for cryptid zoology occurrences. You're joking. Oh, how I wish I were. I'm a skeptic myself, or at least I thought I was. There are things out in these woods that we can't possibly comprehend. I think about my entire time in the city. Occasionally, aside from the occasional stray coyote, I don't think it's too bad. You ever hear of the Dover ghost? Like the cliffs of Dover in England? I don't think so. Well, let me tell you a story. I was out in the woods here on a weekend camping trip with Betsy. You know Betsy. You don't know Betsy, but she's a big pit bull. We've met Betsy, haven't we? No, that was the Boston Terrier. Real intimidating. I feel safe around her. First night goes without incident. I get some solitude. Betsy gets to pee wherever she wants. All good stuff. Second day, I get the idea into my head that I can hike deeper into the woods. Probably against my better judgment, but hey. We're just having a fun camping trip, right? So me and Betsy start marching in the morning. It gets a little late and we set up camp, but it's different this night. Real quiet. I can't hear the birds, the crickets, squirrels, nothing. Dead silent. That's not good. Then it happens. I hear the most unholy growl I've ever heard in my life, right outside my tent. Me and Betsy go to investigate. Yep, he's a white man. We look around the clearing. Nobody's there. But then this feeling. I'm not sure I can quite describe it. I know something is watching us. Betsy, though, she's scared. Never seen her like that. And when she's scared, I know I should be too. Then I see it, in the distance. A man, but if something that didn't know what a man was supposed to look like made it. It looked wrong. Big, arms too long for its body, black eyes. It just stood there and stared at me. Then it disappeared. I hear one yelp from Betsy, and I turn around to check on her, but she's gone. Into thin air. I didn't sleep at all in my tent that night, and I don't think I've slept right since. That's terrible. Wow, Robert. I'm so sorry. They say if you listen closely on quiet nights just like tonight, you can hear the howl of the Dover ghost. Please be kidding. Jesus. A howl resonates through the woods. It doesn't sound like a regular howl. It's so guttural. Even from far away, something about it makes my skin crawl. Can we leave? Okay, Robert. Real funny. I turn to look at Robert. He's as white as a sheet. You're messing with me, right? I was messing with you up until literally just now. I totally made up that camping story. That camping story up. Oh, God. I strain my eyes and scan the forest line, trying to see where the howl originated from. Off in the distance, I see something. It's so far away, I barely can make out a shape. It looks human, but it's dragging something. Do you see that? We should go.
Really?
Robert and I slowly back away and get into the truck. He turns off his headlights and we make a slow crawl away, back onto the road. I'm too scared to look back. Probably smart. What was that? The Dover ghost, I guess? I chuckled nervously. This time he doesn't seem like he's messing with me. Or maybe someone illegally dumping garbage on a wildlife preserve? Yeah, that's the story we'll tell ourselves. We sit in silence for a while longer, with the fear of whatever that was slowly subsiding as we get closer to the city. Thanks for coming out. This was fun. This was something. I'm sorry I haven't been in touch. I've just been in a way lately. How to get out of the house. Had to be around somebody. You doing okay, man? Robert thinks for a second and lights another cigarette. Been doing a lot of thinking. He takes a long drag. As I get older, I feel more and more that I'm just drowning in this sea of regret. I was so busy chasing after these things that I thought would make me happy that I didn't think about anyone else. All I cared about was myself. I didn't even think. Robert stops. I wait for him to finish his thought, but he just stares at the road. Maybe I'm just built like this. Or maybe I did it, or maybe I do it to myself. Maybe it's my own choice that I'm as unhappy as I am. Where'd the music go, guys? My music's gone. What is happening? I try to think of something to say. I remember all the times in my life when I've been sad. And there's a great many of them. But there was always a light at the end of the tunnel. Something I held onto that kept me going. But there's something so resigned about the way Robert's talking. Glad you told me. It must have taken a lot for you to want to tell somebody this. You're a mysterious guy, Robert. You don't have to be. Do you ever wish you were a better father? Oh, we get kid talk. Look at that. Who is your child, Robert? I think about it for a second. All the time. You can read all the parenting books you want, but nothing will ever prepare you for raising a child. There's so much stuff that I regret, or wish I could have done better, but I don't have the answers. I don't know if anyone does. It's funny. I look at you and your relationship with your daughter, and it seems perfect. It isn't. At least you're there for her. I stare out the window at the blur of passing trees. I just hope I'm a better father to my kid than my dad was to me. What did your dad do? It's more about what he didn't do. He was quiet, stoic. Don't think he ever once told me that he loved me. He cared more about his work than he ever did about me or my mom. Do you hate him? No, I used to. But after I became a parent, I just kind of felt bad for him. He missed out on my whole childhood. When I think about all of the happiest moments in my life, they're all with Amanda and Alex, and he just wasn't there. It hurt like hell when I had to leave him to die in that Belarusian prison.
Really?
What? I turn around and smile at him. No, he's retired in Florida with my mom. We go there every Christmas. Got him, finally. Yes. We both break out into laughter. He pats me on the shoulder. We drive the rest of the way in silence, listening to the radio and watching the bright lights of the city grow bigger. Nice. Robert. Music's back. Thank God. Robert drops me off at my place. I'm about to close the passenger door. I realize I still have Robert's pocket knife in my jacket. I pull it out and offer it back to him. You hold on to that. Never know when you might need it. Night, Robert. Have a safe drive home. Robert smirks and then pulls away. He then immediately pulls into his driveway, which is one over from mine. Is that his house? Is this Robert's house? He gets out and waves. I tiptoe into the house, careful not to wake Amanda up. Whoa, where'd you come from? I look around and spot Amanda coming out of the kitchen with a glass of water. I thought you were sleeping. Robert woke me up to go cryptid hunting. You know the Mothman is bullshit, right? Amanda, you know what? It's fine. I think about the conversation I had with Robert in the car as Amanda starts walking toward her room. Hey, Amanda? She stops. I love you. It's weird when you outright say it. When you say it outright and sincerely like that, but I love you too. Night. I chuckle to myself and finally decide to go to bed. Day complete. What's our date with Robert? The paranoia. Nice. We're gonna need a bigger boat. What? We got near zero.
Welcome. You've got Dad.
With paranoia. Also, his achievement is called Knife Dad. We have a little bit longer. We have 15 minutes. We can do Brian's date. And then we pick an ending. Next week we'll pick an ending. Maybe next week we'll do some endings. Multiple. Maybe not Joseph, because I think Joseph is kind of creepy. Hey, Daisy and I are going fishing tomorrow. You in or out? Oh, I have a message from Brian. Oh no, I've been dreading this day. I accidentally boasted about my abilities as a fisherman to Brian, and now he's challenging me to another dad-off. I've been doing my fishing research online, but I'm nowhere close to being an expert. Still though, I have to accept. I type back to Brian. Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish. And my lawn could use another good mowing. That'll show him. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour I had previously forgotten existed. Man, that's gonna be a rough start. Amanda comes into the room from the kitchen, eating a cheese stick by biting it off piece by piece like some kind of monster. I didn't raise you like that. What? It's called string cheese, not chompy cheese, for a reason, Amanda. Did you just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique or what? No, Amanda, we have to go fishing tomorrow. Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog. How did I become a master of fishing? How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scouts, didn't you? Okay, he just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposefully reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me. I have to beat him at his own game. Is that what you think is happening here? No, Amanda. Okay, good. I know that's what's happening. All right, Pops, we both should be getting some sleep. See you in the morning? Night, Panda. It's not even night, it's still daytime outside. I brush my teeth and throw on some pajamas. I climb into bed, set my alarm, and close my eyes. Okay, sleep. I am wide awake. I can't help but think about the last time I went fishing, hoping that there's something I can glean from it to give me an edge over Brian. I was about 9 years old. My dad woke me up one morning and told me to get dressed and meet him downstairs. It was still dark out. I had no idea what was going on, but before I knew it, we were both alone on a freezing cold lake. I had to sit there for hours while it got hot and muggy, the air thick with bugs. I picked at mosquito bites while my dad sat in stony silence, fishing pole in one hand and a beer in the other. We didn't catch anything. The long drive home, my father bought me a pack of cigarettes and didn't say a thing. That didn't help, and I think I have some repressed sadness about my father that I'll deal with. I'll deal with that later. Ooh, it's pretty. I'm sitting on a boat in the middle of a body of water. I can't see any land, but I know it's a lake. The water is placid and still. I'm holding a fishing pole. I don't understand why, but it feels like my life depends on catching fish. Right now. I cast my lure into the water and wait. And wait, and wait. My whole being is filled with hopelessness as I watch the line disappear into the depths below. You used the wrong lure. I look up and see my father, just as he looked that one cold morning, disapproving. I'm panicking now. I pull up the lure and try to grab a different one, but all the lures in my tackle box are the exact same. I look up to my father for guidance, but he's gone. I try casting again, but I can't hold my footing. My boat tips over and I fall into the water, sinking further and further. I see the multitudes of fish that have been lying just below the surface, all swimming around me as if to taunt me. One fish swims up to me. He has Brian's eyes. You gotta use a neutral buoyancy lure if you're trying to catch trout, buddy. I jolt awake to the sound of my alarm. It's fishing day. That would explain the weird dream. I groggily slip on clothes and get ready. I spot Amanda's door half open and see her still curled up in a mountain of blankets. Walking over to her bed, I give her a tiny kiss on the forehead. Fishing day, kiddo. You ready? No. Well, you gotta get up. I can't do this without you. Also, stop sleeping in your clothes. Amanda pulls her comforter over her head. Never. Amanda. I'll get up in a minute. Alright, Brian should be here in 20, so you better not just go back to sleep. Amanda sticks her hand through the blanket to wave me away. I leave her room and make myself some coffee and another cup with lots of cream and sugar for Amanda, whenever she gets up. Amanda eventually wanders in and chugs her coffee while I do word jumbles. I hear the doorbell ring. That must be Brian. Still rubbing our eyes, we walk out to see Brian. He is decked out in fishing gear. Daisy's falling asleep next to him. Early bird gets the worm, buddy. You ready to fish? I was born ready. My eyes narrow in on Brian. It's a good day to die. Hop on in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started. I walk over to the driver's side door and open it. Woof woof! Brian's dog immediately hops into the driver's side seat, wagging his tail furiously. Can I see your license, sir? Maxwell. Brian has a good laugh, though. I like that. Maxwell, let David sit. Maxwell obediently hops into the back to cuddle with Daisy. Amanda settles next to Daisy and Maxwell and immediately falls asleep. You ready for an adventure? I'm ready for glory. I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio as I watch trees pass by. So where exactly are we headed? It's about an hour north of here. A little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anybody else knows about it. I brought everything we need so that we can catch some trout, have a nice little fire, and enjoy the nature. My fishing pole is in the shop, getting it tuned up. Do you maybe have an extra I could borrow? But of course, it's probably not as nice as yours sounds, though. Yours is, though. Right. I'm digging a hole here. I stare at the forest lining the highway. The sun is just barely over the horizon, scattering dusky pink light through the trees. For a split second, I spot a deer grazing on the side of the road before it leaps back into the brush. After a nice, quiet drive, Brian eventually tells me to pull off the highway and then onto a dirt road. The car bumps along until we reach a clearing that opens up into a magnificent lake. Well, here we are. Ooh, pretty! As I step out of the car and help Brian unload our gear, as Maxwell runs around us barking, the kids wake up and wander to the shore, where Daisy tries to teach Amanda how to skip rocks. Brian and I carry the tackle boxes and cooler down to the edge of the lake, where he has a canoe waiting. Ah, great, it's still in one piece. Hold on, help me out with Maxwell. I help Brian place a tiny, dog-sized life vest onto Maxwell. Woof woof. All right, your turn. Brian hands me a lime green life vest. I know how to swim, Brian. Suit yourself. Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks. You kids want to fish? I'm good with just throwing rocks into the water. Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gusto. Yeah, take that, water. Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them. Is that what we're doing? Daisy, don't you want to fish? I think catching fish is kind of inhumane. We're gonna go explore the woods and look at bugs and stuff. Alright, be safe. Don't go too far. Brian puts the life vest around him and we all throw our equipment into the canoe. Maxwell happily jumps in and takes his place, looking out over the front of the boat. I get into the canoe as Brian shoves off. We paddle together to get ourselves in the middle of the lake. Most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had you get up so early. Yeah, I know. That's pretty common fisherman knowledge, after all. Fisherman knowledge that I am knowledgeable about. Still a gambling man? You know it. Let's see who can catch more fish. Fun fishing fact. The polarization in most sunglasses can get through water. It can help you see through water. Thank you, Father, for that information. You can catch more than one? Sounds easy enough to me. What's on the line? Besides all the fish I'm going to catch, obviously. I was thinking something a little more high stakes than mowing the lawn. Custody of our children? More than that. Let's say, if I win, I get your weed whacker. The Whackmaster 2000? That's limited edition. But if you win, you get my pole saw, the Reach and Cut 3000. The cordless version? That's the one. Shit. The Reach and Cut 3000 is state of the art. My weed whacker is a prized possession, but there are those that hard to reach branches at the back of the yard that have just been begging for a pruning. You're on. Or you could just ask. We shake on it. I suddenly remember I don't know how to fish. My foolish fatherly pride will one day be my undoing. I am stretching. Give me a second. I watch as Brian ties a lure and does some stuff I can't quite follow with his fishing pole. He casts it into the lake. Oh boy, now I have to do that. I stare down at the tackle box and at the pole in my hand. Put some bait on the hook. I fish a worm from the styrofoam container Brian brought. It's slippery, but I think I can get it onto the hook if I just focus. Oh god, I'm bleeding. Oh god, the blood's everywhere. The worm is not on the hook. Need some help? No, I meant to do that. The blood attracts the fish. They can smell it up to a mile away, you know. I think that's sharks. No, it's definitely fish. It's both. Let's call it there. Now what? Tie a knot or something. I take my pole and try to tie an elaborate-looking knot to impress Brian. The classic hunter's bend. I learned that one in my youth. Yep, this one isn't coming apart anytime soon. With this knot, I will cast my heavenly line upon the unsuspecting water and deliver unto us a bountiful harvest. I look over to Brian. He doesn't seem to be paying attention. Let's cast the sucker. I pull my rod back and launch the lure as hard as I can. And the lure flies off the line and sails far, far away, landing in the lake with a loud sploosh. Sorry, I judged the wind speed wrong. This cold air drives the pressure down. Ha, go ahead and take my pole. I know it's hard switching to a new pole you're not used to. I'll fix up another lure. Brian hands me a pole with a smile, and I sit there, feeling like an idiot. Minigame. Oh, Jesus. Fishing around here is easy. They group up. All you gotta do is line up 3 of the same species and reel them in. If they would stop moving. I need to match 3 of the same species. Oh, I can't tell which fish is which. Okay. No. They all look the same to me. Here we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Down. Over. That gives me 5. Look at that. Amazing. I'm so good at this game. I am so good at this. I am God tier. Look at this. I am brilliant. Brilliant fishing. I am a brilliant fisherman. God, I kind of wish this is how fishing was in real life. Now I'm fishing. I know. I'm running out of time, guys. Whee. There's one. Oh, Jesus. In my face. Oh. Sport fish that isn't great for eating. Careful, they're hard to tell apart. Leave me alone, Brian. Whatever your name is. Okay. Oh, it's this one. Oh. Oh! Nice! Good work. Got 740. I didn't win, I don't think. Wow, this is way tougher than I thought. I look over to Brian, who's smiling and obviously enjoying his time out here on the lake. I will crush him. Suddenly, the fishing pole jumps in my hand. I reflexively tug it upwards. I think I got something big. The tip of the pole dips down repeatedly, and the line starts to run. Reel it in! I finally get the fish right up next to the boat. It's a long, beautiful rainbow trout. Brian hands me a net. It's all yours. I lean down and notice that my hands are shaking with excitement. This fish is bigger than all the ones Brian caught. The pole saw is mine, all... The entire canoe tips over with me. I find myself sinking into the lake. I should have taken that life vest. All of a sudden, I'm embraced under the water and pulled into Brian's arms. I'm finally dragged upwards, sputtering water. All our gear floats on the surface. Maxwell doggy paddles around us in circles, having a great time. You alright? Does that count as one? Well, seeing as all our fish are now swimming safely back in the lake, I guess so. Brian laughs. Let's get you to shore. Brian and I flip the canoe back and fill it with our now soaking wet gear. We row back to shore with Maxwell in tow. Once we get to the beach... I've lost my train of thought. Ooh. Once we get to the beach, Maxwell darts off into the woods. Brian takes off his shirt. Dots of lake water glisten in the sun across his strong back. Man, All that general contracting must have built that guy like an ox. I hope he doesn't notice me staring. I'm gonna get the fire going so we can dry off. Wanna hand me yours? Yes, okay. I reluctantly take off my own shirt and toss it to Brian. I suddenly wish I had done more sit-ups in my life. Or any sit-ups at all, really. Another thing you've bested me in, stupid, sexy Brian. You might as well fry that shirt. Seems like the only lunch we'll have. The day's young. We can fish from the shore. Once Brian gets the fire going, I sit and try to dry off my pants. Brian sets a couple of lures out by the water's edge. We're probably going to have to put all the kibosh on the competition for now. Until another day. My stomach growls. You hungry? Oh, I'm fine. Brian reaches into his cargo shorts and pulls out a few granola bars. I have a small child. I am flush with snacks. Brian joins me by the fire, and I accept the cargo short granola. And now, we're back to waiting. Where did the girls get off to? Shouldn't they be back by now? I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're a couple of smart kids. That's what I'm worried about. They're too smart. They've probably established a small rural government by this point and installed themselves as leaders. I take a look around at the sun cresting the tree line, casting the entire lake in a warm golden glow. The forest seems to be coming alive now. Birds chirp in the distance. Wow, nature is beautiful. A mosquito bites me. I slap my neck and curse. Nature sucks. Here you go, bud. Brian hands me a bottle of bug spray. I begrudgingly take it and douse myself. Ugh, I've always hated how this stuff smells. Really? I've always kind of liked it. Reminds me of being outside. Maybe you and I have different sentiments on the outdoors. Maxwell comes bounding up to me, huge stick in his mouth. He drops it at my feet and looks at me expectantly. Throw the stick toward the woods. I hurl the stick as hard as I can toward the tree line. Maxwell bolts after it, running as fast as his stubby little legs can carry him. Which, consequently, is not very fast. It is very cute, though. Nice throw, David. I turn away so he can't see me blush. Why did I decide on David? I don't know. I like the name, though. Oh, my internet went out or something. I've lost my thing. Bring it back. Oh, no. Maxwell brings the stick back to me, clearly proud of himself. Good boy, Maxwell. You were a very good and speedy boy. You were the world champion of fetch. It's time for pets. What's the plan? Scratch behind his ear. I give Maxwell some nice little scratches behind his floppy ears. He responds in kind by licking my face. He really likes you. Be careful. He's going to try to follow you home if you keep that up. I scratch Maxwell's ears more intensely. I'm going to steal your dog, Brian. We both laugh, but I'm only kind of kidding. While I'm playing with Maxwell, the fish begin routinely pulling on Brian's lines. I watch Brian effortlessly fillet the fish, squeezing a bit of lemon on them and frying them up in a cast iron pan. Before we know it, we have a feast fit for a couple of shirtless dudes. Amanda and Daisy emerge from the woods, looking totally unscathed. Whoa, Dad Bod Patrol. I'm gonna have to issue you both a citation and demand you both put your shirts on. There are children present. Brian tosses me my now dry shirt. I pull it over my head, thankful that I will no longer have to be distracted by Brian and his pecs. Where have you guys been? Studying entomology. What? We were playing with bugs. I expected you guys to be more covered in, mud and stuff. Daisy looks offended. What do you take me for? A child? You're 10. Amanda puts a hand on Daisy's shoulder.
Aww.
Right. We take a seat around the fire, and Brian serves us all generous piles of fish on paper plates. It's absolutely delicious. Why does he have to be so good at everything? Fish taste okay? Daisy and Amanda both nod furiously with mouths full of fish. It's incredible. I've never had fish this good. Yeah, it's great. Old Harding family recipe. Why are your pants wet? Well, Amanda, we were out there on the lake, and then I accidentally tipped over that boat. Don't worry, all of the gear floated to the surface, so we didn't lose anything. Right, David? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I can't believe he just covered for me. Gosh, he even out-humbles me. He's trying to beat me at everything, even my world-famous sense of humility. You don't have humility, David. Because I don't. We finish our fish and end up playing catch with Maxwell for a little while before we decide to head out. After cleaning up the camp, we pack up the station wagon and let Maxwell into the backseat. The poor pup falls asleep in a cuddle puddle with Amanda and Daisy. They've had a long day. Been an ordeal today, Bud, let me drive you guys home. I want to prove that I'm the most awake dad on the block, but yeah, I'm beat. Fine. As we drive away, I take one last look at the lake disappearing behind us and smile. I rest my head against the window in the low rumble of the dirt road beneath us lulls me into a peaceful sleep. The change in music threw me off. Hey, sleepyhead. I open my eyes and realize I dozed off in the car. I self-consciously wipe a bit of drool off my chin. Oh, hey, I was resting my eyes. Just in case we suddenly have to jump into any sort of conflict. So I'm super awake for it. And ready to fight. With my strong arms. It's all good. You've earned some rest, buddy. Thanks for coming with us today. I had a lot of fun with you. Thanks for inviting us. I also had a lot of fun, actually. Glad to hear it. Take it easy, yeah? You too. Take it the easiest. Brian chuckles to himself as he unloads the car. Amanda and I get inside and immediately collapse onto the couch. Long day. Yep. I was so close to that pole saw. Pole saw? Yeah, Brian and I were competing to see who could catch the most fish and... Ugh, stop. Why do you care so much? Amanda Panda, just look at the guy. He so obviously got my number and he's rubbing my face in it. Ugh. Dad, I love you. But you're kind of dumb sometimes. Dumb or clearly the superior dad? You know what? I don't have the energy required to properly unpack your weird fixation with asserting your masculinity. I'm going to bed. Night. Amanda slides off the couch and face down onto the floor. I'm a tired slug. Amanda, that floor is disgusting. I don't care. Well, night, honey. Night, Pops. There we go. Date complete. Boat. S tier. Aw.
All the dates I've been on, that sure was something.
A. We got an A. Soft boy.
You got dads.
Oh, look at that, my friends. We have done all second dates, which means we only get 14 dates. The 15th is the end. So next week, I do believe, we will be finishing that up and picking a date, a final date with the dad of our dreams. Honestly, let me do my little thing if I can find it. Here we go. Dream Daddy tier list. Okay. I'm gonna move Robert up. I think I will put him at 2 with Hugo. Because I did like Hugo's, which means, and unfortunately, I think I'm gonna move Craig down 1 and Brian up because I had fun on that. He's not as bad as it looks. Robert is still down there, or not Robert, Joseph is still down there at the bottom. So, I'm actually gonna have to think about this because this is ridiculous. But so far, it's between Matt and Damien. And then between Hugo and Robert. And then Brian moved up a lot higher than I expected. Look at that. Which is surprising because we have not met his kid yet. So we will decide on which father we would like to date first. One of these two, probably. Most likely. Maybe Matt, because Matt has no faults. It doesn't look like. So. But we're probably going to do multiple of them because I don't feel like one final date is enough for an entire episode or an entire stream. So I think that's going to be all. I will see you guys next week. I will edit my stream so the two pieces combine and see what I missed. Because I feel like I might have missed something. There's a possibility I didn't. So I enjoy you guys putting up with my noisy laundry machine and my cringeness this episode, this stream, because God forbid a third safe for good luck. So I will see you guys. Jesus. I will see you guys next week. You guys have a good day.